Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with our monthly gold update for the month of February. Now that we are on the last day here, wrapping things up. We do this every single month, guys, all the way back in the start of 2024 to track really how the gold economy has been trending. And honestly, it's been great to get a line of sight on this to see how the trends have changed overall, when gold economy has improved, and kind of what's the ongoing trend that we're seeing right now, especially now that we're 2 months in to the new year. So I've made a video every single month for the past year or so, guys, if you want to stay up to date with this. But if you've been following my channel, you'll know I am very, very close right now to 1 billion gold free to play. And I want to talk on that real briefly of why I'm saving the reserve I am, but also more importantly too, it's kind of the result of the hard work that we've done and following the 2024 strategy plan that we've laid out. So plan to give you guys that update today here once again, and I want to keep reminding all of you why we're doing what we're doing, right? This all really started in 2024 when we took a look at, if we were able to budget every single day, let's say spend per X million gold per day, what are going to be the savings, right? Could we keep up with the changing meta and the priorities and save gold at the same time? The answer that we've already seen this in 2024 was yes, we can. But how much gold are we actually earning free to play if you're a highly engaged player? Remember, guys, so that means I'm doing every event that comes into play here. I am logging in every day, completing my objectives, right? You need to be an engaged player to actually earn this. But keep in mind too, where you are in the game is going to be also, indicative of how much gold you're earning, right? For example, if you're a late game player like myself and you have most of these characters or teams unlocked, that means chances are, with the events that come out, like say for instance, you're coordinating with your alliance, doing raids, doing war attacks, you're able to maximize that. You're not going to be able to do that if you're early and newer to the game, or even if you're in the mid game. I think you're still limited to the roster that you have, right? So keep that in mind. This is going to be more of a end game kind of generation of gold here, which is the 250 to 300 million gold per month. And where is this from? Well, like I said, we took a look at every single month in 2024, all the amounts that were earned, all the amounts that were spent. And this is kind of why I want to segue a little bit to the gold aspect of what's happening right now in 2025, guys. And again, just as a recap, the result of us budgeting and working hard and making sure that we only had so much that we were spending per day allowed me to stay in the top arena for top 10 to 20 for the full year. I unlocked every initial character for the legendary side. That's Oman Logan, Shadow King. Obviously, there's only 2 legendaries, unfortunately, but let's not forget about the big ones, right? I achieved the top 5,000 rank in Mephisto for Dark Dimension 7. I achieved the top 3,200 here for Odin in Dark Dimension 8. And I did not buy a single battle pass, strike pass, or anything. Because guys, I'm 100% free to play. No passes were involved in this. So that's kind of why I wanted to demonstrate this strategy works, right? I've been getting a lot of questions on, how is this possible? Well, at the end of the day, guys, it's kind of like how you'll be saving money in your bank account, right? Obviously, your balance is going to grow if you have a set budget, and if you're earning more than you're spending, 100% is going to go up. As you can see, right, the total earned for 2024 was 2.6 billion, and we spent 2.3, 2.4 billion as well. So the resulting difference of that is what essentially goes into my gold balance, which makes sense. This is how we keep up with the meta, of course. Now, let's talk about January 2025, and we'll move over to February and then more on the actual gold balance I have, right? So this is the first update of the year in 2025. You can see here, we continue where we left off in December. We had 432 million gold. There was kill and escape from kill and forge and fire. It added another 18 million, but we actually backed that out because not everyone can complete the full event. So that's kind of why I like to normalize things and keep things apples to apples. Now, this is the key, guys, right here. If you are budgeting and making sure that you're spending at 6 million gold per day, it caps you. It limits you what you can do. And I've heard concerns over the past of obviously training materials are a big deal, but yeah, I agree. Training materials are a big deal when you go over the 6 million gold. If you're spending 6 million gold and training your characters up, you'll have enough training materials. Trust me, I've done the math on it already. So at the end of the day, when all this is said and done, our January 2025 balance actually went up by 104 million gold, giving us the 536 to end the month, which is what you see in the screenshot below, right? But keep in mind, Shadow King also was part of the January festivities, so obviously this played a factor in giving us additional gold. But what I like to see from this number, this 272, what I like is the fact that this is consistent. This is consistent what we've seen in 2024, and it seems to exactly continue where we left off, right? We were averaging 250 to 300, and right on the mark here, this is exactly how it's been trending. Now, Let's take a look at February. How is February doing? Remember, February is a shorter month. There's 28 days versus the average of 30 and 31 that we've been doing, right? And to my surprise, guys, it's looking good. It's looking very good. So remember, we continue where we left off. We had 536 million gold from January. This was an interesting month. It was actually one of the slower months because of the fact that there wasn't actually gold to spend. I skipped the Liberty team. Obviously, I didn't use any power cores or anything for them. I'm just gonna, when I get access to them, I get access to them. In January, I built up Absolute 8 Force for some aspects, like the Escape from Kiln, and as well as obviously just endgame festivities to start off the year. But in February, there was actually 6 days where I stopped at 1.2 million gold, as you can see right there. I documented that. So only 22 out of the 28 days I actually spent my full 6 million, and then 6 days I spent 1.2. Why did I do that? There was nothing to spend my gold on. There's no the other opportunities was, if I brought up my characters to level 104, the ones I want to bring up have already been brought up, so I just didn't have any reason to spend gold. And then that's what I'm trying to drive home as well, guys. You don't need to spend gold just because you have gold, right? I was in a position, half billion plus, and I still was able to save. So yeah, and then otherwise, obviously when I got the level cap increase and whatnot, that actually positioned me at a point where I can spend 6 million gold per day again. So 22 days where I maxed it out. 22 times 6 giving me the 132, and then there were 6 days where I stopped at 1.2, which gave me a bit of savings. But you can see there the ending balance for February was 683 million gold, which is 147 million addition from the last month, and we only spent 139. Now when you compare that to the past month, right, we didn't add as much from December to January, but we did spend more, right? So my spending went down for sure. And keep in mind, February is a shorter month, right? So you're probably gonna get a lower number. But what I was surprised is this is the lower days in the month, but we still generated 286 million gold in the month. So it still seems like the gold economy has only gotten better and it still continues to improve. And guys, it's crazy to say this, but we're only 317 million away from a billion. Unreal, absolutely unbelievable. This all started from last year. Absolutely unbelievable. So what's the game plan continuing so far? I'm still going to spend 6 million gold per day. I'm going to still keep on building my gold supply because this is what it's all about, right? There's new teams. We know there's a lot of teams around the corner they have not released, and we know what those teams are. The gold economy continues to be strong, though, and that's why we have to take advantage of these months where if you don't need to spend gold, if the commander level is already capped out and you don't have anything to invest in, you don't need to invest in them, right? And it's strategic right now, too. Now, more on the 683 million gold. I've been getting asked this quite a bit, why I'm doing this, what's wrong with me. There's lots of characters I can build up and whatnot. But guys, let's not forget what I've accomplished already in 2024. I'm going to just follow this exact same advice that I told myself, right? The reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because in, February, March of last year, I was in a very similar position. Now, what do you notice in this chart here? What do you notice after May? There is going to be a significant amount of spending. We were kind of, staying around that 180, 185 range. And then all of a sudden in June, all the way to the end of the year, we started ramping things up, easily over 200 million gold. Even in August, 273 million. September, 325. Why is this the case? Well, we know there's Professor Xavier himself. We know that there's dark dimensions around the corner, and we know there's legendary characters. I'm not really hopeful, to be honest, about this the 683 because there's going to be months where we're probably going to be going over that again in terms of the gold spending, right? So I'm actually just preparing. Obviously, it's going to be really nice if I can hit the 1 billion gold this year, but do I think it's achievable given some of the big releases coming this year? Likely not. If I can end up with more than 400, 500 million gold by the end of the year, that's going to be a win for me already. But I'm saving essentially a reserve right now, guys, because once the new Dark Dimension comes, we know that it's going to be purchasable. There's going to be new materials that we gotta, especially the mini uniques. They're going to be available in the store that we have to buy. So gold's going to ramp up. And remember, once you get your commander level 105, all those characters have to go up, and there's going to be gear tier 20 as well. So that's kind of the logic right now. I'm saving gold right now because I know there's going to be more spending. But I'm also kind of going for that goal of 1 billion if I'm able to achieve it, right? That's kind of my personal goal that I've been able to see. And that's all really, again, thanks to the hard work and the budgeting that I've done. And that's kind of a personal goal that I want to kind of set, especially since we don't have any players right now in the game that's been doing what I've been doing. So, yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know anything comments below. That's kind of my feedback, my 2 cents anyways. Obviously, I understand my plan may not work for everyone, but remember, I'm only doing this to track the economy, and right now, it is amazing, guys. If you don't believe me, give this a shot. Spend 6 million gold per day, max that out per day. Tell me in a month how you do in your goal balance, and I promise you, your goal balance is probably going to go up because statistically it's already been proven over and time again. So there you guys have it. Happy Friday. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.